Happy May! I'm Mari Black, and yes, May in Boston is cold, so I am unironically and unsolicitedly rocking my awesome Tune Supply sweatshirt. All right, this month I have for you a really awesome Cape Breton reel. This is by the great Gordon MacLean. It's called The Mortgage Burn, and I have had a crush on this tune for I cannot tell you how long, since first I heard it. And I thought I'd teach it to you because it's a real quick learn, and hours of rockin', rollin', awesome jam sessions await you once you have it in your repertoire. So let's do it! The Mortgage Burn. Thanks so much for stopping by, and if you're ready to learn it, grab your instrument, let's dive in. Okay guys, we're in A major, 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and we're gonna do this one pretty quickly here because we are coming up on fiddle camp season, where everybody's gonna be out at festivals and workshops and together jamming, and you're gonna have to pick up some tunes pretty quickly on the fly. So we're gonna practice doing that today, and it's a perfect tune to practice that on because it's so patterned, right? It's going to follow that format that we talk about in Tune of the Month all the time. Within each section, A and B, there's going to be a part 1, the little theme. Part 2 will answer it. Part 1 will come back. And then there's an ending. You know it well, either from hanging out with me or from the rest of your fiddle life. And if it's news to you today, oh boy, is that good news, because most fiddle tunes you ever encounter will break down on this structure. Okay? So let's get into the A section. I'm going to play through 2 A's a little bit slowly. I'm going to take ornaments out for now so you can just hear that pure melody and listen for that structure. See if you can start to pick this up with me. You can even take your instrument and start noodling along right now as we do it. 2 A's with 2 pickups. 1, 2, 3. Part 2. Back to part 1. Here's your ending. Yeah, did you start to pick up that structure? And in fact, I'm going to challenge you. I've challenged you to do this for past several videos, but what if you just rewound the video right now and play that part over and over and play it with me, see if you can pick out that whole A section without ever listening to me break it down any further. If you've been working on your learn by ear skills, either here on Tune of the Month or elsewhere, you should be able to pick that up. Challenge yourself. But if you're new to learning by ear, or it helps you to hear a little bit more what's under the hood, let's break it down now. Bonus points if you skip this part of the video. Okay, so part 1, you can hear it has those fiddly string crossings, right? Here's my 2 pickups. They go up the scale from A. Here's my downbeat. And that's it. That's part one. Plus I played one extra note, the next downbeat. We do that a lot here on Tune of the Month because it helps you connect into the next part. Let's do it again. See if you can notice what the patterns are. Are there scales? Are there arpeggios? Are there little neighbor tones? Sound it out. 2 pickups go up the scale. 1, 2, 3 pickups. 1. And that last B note is the connector into part 2. Good. Are you getting it yet? I'll pick it out a little bit. If you notice these string crossings, I go up the scale and I'm alternating between my upper voice on the A string, right? A string on the violin. That's this. Da da da. Da 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 da. It's really hot cross buns if you think about it. I love this when fiddle tunes turned out to be tunes, not even tunes, like songs that you know. That sometimes there will be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star embedded in a tune, or Row 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 Your Boat. This is hot cross buns. Hot cross buns, da da da. Hot cross buns, da 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 da. Good luck getting that out of your head. Now, why is it so cool if it's just hot cross buns, mi, re, do? Well, it's because of the string crossings. So in between each of those hot crossed and buns, I am jumping over to the low fifth of my A chord, my low E note. Hot crossed buns. And at the end of that little hot cross buns, I have a neighbor tone on the bottom. Neighbor tone, yeah? This is the upper neighbor. Neighbor tone. We have to come back to where we started. Let's do it again. 2 pickups up the scale. 1, 2, 3 pickups and a hot crossed buns. Neighbor tone. Do it again. Hot crossed buns. And that second time, instead of a neighbor tone, it has to go back up so we're ready to land in part 2. Look how simple that is when you break it down. Hot cross bun string crossing, little neighbor tone to turn around, hot cross bun string crossing, and then get out of there. 1, 2, 3. Hot crossed buns. Hot crossed buns. Okay, probably feeling pretty easy now. So let's look a little bit at the bowing because this is really important. We've been doing a lot of things about fiddly string crossings, the good string crossing bow technique for fiddlers in recent tunes of the month. And this one is no exception. So if I were trying to play clean string crossings, I would be making circles with my wrist and making sure I'm only playing one note at a time. And sometimes we want that, a really clean sound with no extra string sound, one note at a time. But if I want it to be kind of fiddly and groovy, a Cape Breton-y, you know, I definitely want a double stop sound. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm actually leaving my first finger E down the whole time, and when I cross the string to get my string crossing, to get my melody note, I'm gonna allow that to be a double stop. Not the first one, but this one. Double stop, double stop. Now it's clean. Double. So what this means is I'm actually bowing the D string all the way through. When I want the double stop, I'm gonna take my arm level here and lean it to pick up that A string. And then when I have the non-melody note, I just release my arm level a little bit. So it feels a little like I'm stepping on a gas pedal in my car, right? Gas on, gas off. Lean, release, lean, lean, release. It gives it this wonderful groovy sound, right? That je ne sais quoi about fiddle sound, except no je ne sais quoi, say quoi, you know exactly what's up. Terrible French. Ready, 2, 3. Lean, release, lean, release, lean, release, lean, release, lean, release. There you go. Okay, so that's the technique you want to be playing this with that's going to turn it into a really awesome fiddle sound once it speeds up. So now, if this is new technique to you, might be a great moment to pause this video and practice that a few times. And by a few, I mean like 10 or 20, to start getting this feeling. It's a kind of a circular piston in my arm. Lean, release, lean, release, lean, release. Get that chugga chugga feel going. And that will really help you as you put this A section together. All right? Did you pause and practice? Either way, I'm going on. We just landed here on the B note. Part 2 is based on B minor. I'm going to glue that first finger down the whole time. Sounds like this. There's that extra connector note again. Good, let's do it again. B note. Are you starting to catch those patterns? So there's this little B chord. Here's my root, here's my lower fifth. Do it again. And then some broken thirds to finish. We've done lots of broken thirds on Tune of the Month. I'm sure you've done them elsewhere. Basically, I think about my teams in my hand. Odds team, da-dum. Evens team, ba-dum. Odd number finger, even number finger, yeah? If this is news to you, check out some past Tune of the Month videos. We talk about it a lot. Or you can just pick it up on the fly. That's the second part. Good, let's put all of part 2 together. Start on the B note, B minor chord. Again, broken thirds. Good, do it again, B minor chord. Repeating pattern twice. Broken thirds. Good, and if you picked up the bowing yet, it's a bowing pattern we use all the time in Tune of the Month. I call it the hook 3, 3 separate, 3 slur, and then 2 extra. Ready? 1, 2, 3, slur, extra. Again, 1, 2, 3, slur, extra, land. If that's a new bowing pattern to you, congratulations, you just met your new favorite bowing. It works in all styles. It's always cool whenever you have running eighth notes for a whole bar. Yeah. If it's new to you, good one to pause the video and practice. If it's review, hats off to you, you groovy fiddler. That's going to work very well there. One more time, part 2, B minor. 1, 2, 3, slur, extra. 1, 2, 3, slur, extra. Awesome. We're now more than halfway through the A section because what's coming next? Part 1 comes back. Got your groovy string crossings ready? No pickups this time. We're just starting right up on that hot cross buttons. Ready? Hot crossed buns. No slurs here because the string crossings. Cross buns. Ooh, the landing here is different because we're going to the ending this time. We're landing up on the D note, and here comes the ending. See if you can recognize this pattern. Yeah, you heard those broken thirds? Get your teams ready. Starts on the odds team. Odds team. Evens team. Neighbor. Did you catch the bowing? It's a hook 3. 1, 2, 3, slur, extra. And at the end, we call this, or I call this a scooped ending. At the very end, I'm going to slur up bow. Slur up. Why am I finishing this section up bow? Well, because I want the pickups in the next section to go down bow, which gives it kind of a groovy feel. I could finish the section up bow, down bow. Not slur the end and end down bow. In this case, I'd have to slur the pickups when I go on to the next section, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But that down, up, chugga, chugga kind of feel is very central to the Cape Breton reel style. We've done this in past Tune of the Months when we've looked at Cape Breton reels. So I am going to set myself up on purpose to play separate bow pickups starting down bow. That means at the end of the section, I have to scoop up so I'm prepared to go. I'm planning ahead a little bit, right? So let's do that ending, a hook 3, and then scoop the ending so you finish up bow. Ready? Broken thirds. 2, 3, 4. Here it comes. Scoop up. And now you're ready for 2 pickups to the beginning of the A section. Hot, cross, buns. Yeah, we're going. Hot, cross, buns. Ready? Part 2, B minor. Slur, extra. 1, 2, 3, slur. Back to part 1, hot, cross, buns. Ready? Ending. Broken thirds. 1, 2. Scoop up. Let's repeat it one more time. Hot, cross, buns. Hot, cross, buns. B minor, part 2. Ready? Part 1. Ready? Ending. 1, 2, 3, 4, extra. Did you skip that ending? Hopefully. If not, don't worry. Pause the video, go back, rewind, practice it again. So we're going pretty quickly through these bowing skills. If anything feels new or like it's happening real fast, don't worry. Tune of the month has been going on. Next month is going to be our 10-year anniversary. Holy cow, guys, that's a lot of tunes. And we've been talking about these bowing patterns over many videos over this time. So if these are new to you and it's going by a little quickly today, just go check out some past Tune of the Month videos that we've done. Look for other Cape Breton reels. That's pretty easy. We've done a few of them. And I'll describe those bowing in more detail a little more slowly. But because we're coming up on fiddle camp season, now's the time to try to practice picking things up on the fly. It may feel a little scary, but that's okay, particularly when you have YouTube Rewind at home, the magic of the internet, and you can let things go by a few times and kind of get used to recognizing patterns. Learning by ear ain't magic, folks. It is pattern recognition. So you have to know what you're looking and listening for. Give it a little name so it flags itself in your head. That's why I use all those stupid words, right? Hot cross buns, neighbor tone, scale, hook 3, scoop the ending. It's all to help myself remember what I'm doing when I'm playing these tunes. And then it's easier to recognize when the skills appear in a different tune. All right, that's my little bit of nerd fiddling for this particular video. If you want more mileage on the A section, rewind. Otherwise, I'm going forward to the B section. All right, are you ready to hear some patterns come back? I sure hope so, because things are reminiscent usually in the B section of the A, but it will also follow part 1, part 2, part 1 again. I'm going to play the B section twice slowly. No ornaments for now. See if you can follow along with me. 2 pickups go up the scale, actually the same as the A section. 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's the B section. You heard it on the first time through, right? Part 1, part 2, part 1 again, ending. And then this tune does have a little feature that we've seen in past tunes of the month, and I'm sure you've seen elsewhere. I call it a grand ending on the repeat of the B section. Part 1, part 2. But instead of going back to part 1 like we expect, it instead does a grand ending, a little flourish at the end of the tune, which makes it sound extra cool. But don't worry about that right now. We got to get there. Let's start with the beginning of the B section, part 1, with 2 pickups. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Try it again. 2 pickups. 1, 2, 3. As we go, I'm going to start talking less about what the actual patterns and the notes are. You're going to start picking that up. If you're not sure exactly what it is, like is that a scale, is it an arpeggio, I don't know. If you can't figure it out, just sound it out. Sing it, find that sound on your instrument. Ready? Part one again. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now hopefully you've noticed that I'm ending that with a scoop. Just like we did at the end of the A section. I'm scooping the end of part 1. Yeah, and maybe you noticed the bowing pattern at the beginning of the section too. Watch it again. Part 1, 2, 3. There are a couple slurs in there. Now, I don't technically need those slurs. It's going to come out okay without them, but it's a very cool sound, that groovy, earthy Cape Breton sound in reels. This is what I call a smooth hook 3. I go down bow for the equivalent of 3/8 notes and up bow for the equivalent of 3/8 notes. Then there are 2 extras. We've done that in past tunes of the month. Now this one is what we call the scoop varietal because there are quarter notes, right? It's a 3-note, 3-pulse slur, but only 2 pitches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Extra. So it actually feels like the up bow scoop. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3 pickups. 1, 2, 3. Up bow. 1, 2, 3. Extra. Now here's the ending. 1, 2, 3. Scoop up. That bowing pattern sounds so good on this tune, you guys. And I got great news for you. That bowing pattern is going to appear in every part of the B section. So get it now. 1, 2, 3. 2 pickups. Smooth hook 3. Extra. 1, 2, 3. Scoop up. Again. 3. One more purely for the bowing. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Here comes part 2. Notice I'm going to use exactly the same bowing. Yeah. Here, let's try it again. 2 pickups. 1, 2, 3. Sound those pitches out. 1, 2, 3. One more time. So the pickups are actually, they're a lower neighbor. I played that wrong the last time. Sorry. Pickups to part 2. 2, 3. Good. One more time. Sound it out. 2, 3. Awesome. If you need more repetitions on that, rewind the video. We're back to part 1. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Now the ending starts just like part 2. Listen to it. Yeah. So you heard where it was very similar. 1, 2, 3. So the difference is instead of holding on that note, it's the hot of hot cross buns, I make it a neighbor tone and keep going, right? I kind of create a little more momentum into the ending. Try it. 1, 2, 3, ending. Neighbor tone extra. With a scooped ending, of course. Do the ending again. One more. We're going to start calling this the little ending because we have a grand ending coming up. Little ending. Very good. Any more repetitions that need, you just rewind. Let's now put the whole B section together, the whole first time through the B section. We're going to go part 1, part 2, part 1 again, and little ending. Every single one of them uses the same bowing pattern. 2 pickups, go down bow, down, up, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, extra, and here's the last bar, 1, 2, 3, scoop, up. That pattern repeats the entire time. It's a 2-bar bowing pattern. Sounds great, feels great, as long as you stay on the pattern. 1, 2, 3, part 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, extra. Scoop up, part 2. Again, part 1. Ready, ending, little ending. 1, 2, 3, scoop up. Nice! And even if your bowing gets messed up in the middle, that's fine. Get back on down bow on the downbeat so you're comfortable with gravity. And when you get to the end of the section, scoop up. Let's try it again. First time through the B section. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Part 2. Part 1 again. Ending. There you go. And again, if you get off the bowing, it's not the end of the world. Just get back on the pattern. You may notice, the more discerning among you, when I played through the 2 slow Bs, I actually goofed the bowing. Didn't mention it at the time because I don't have time to edit together a blooper reel. But all I did was just fix it in the next quadrant, right? Little part 1. Oh, I got backwards. I'll fix it for part 2. And that's a nice part about a repetitive bowing pattern like that. Hopefully it doesn't mess up because it sounds and feels really good when it's all there. But if it does, nobody dies. What great news. Okay, so you've got that first time through the B section. Let's now handle that little extra flourish, the grand ending at the end. All right, so we're going to pretend we've just played a whole B section, and now we're playing the repeat. Do it with me, part 1 and part 2, as you already know. 1, 2, 3. Part 2. Listen. And if it feels a little longer, you're right, because it's taking up a double part. It's where part 1 again would go, and then where the ending would go. That's why grand ending, because it's a big flourish and it's a little longer. But that's okay, we can handle that. So finally, the pickups are going to go in another direction. That's how you know the difference between the grand ending and the little ending. We're going to go down the scale, hot cross buns. That's the first part. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, down the scale. Okay, a couple patterns in there that should hopefully be familiar for you. Did you hear? Right? There's a chord tone, the A, because we're on an A chord. We're in A. And then down here, neighbor tone A, neighbor tone A. Neighbor tone N. Right, and there's another neighbor tone to get back up. So A, neighbor tone A. Da, 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 da. It's kind of working through the chord, but having little neighbor tones in between. I'm being a little wishy-washy with how I'm talking about that because I want you to sound it out as well as figure it out. Get ready for fiddle camp, guys. All right, do it again. Ending. 2, 3. I'm going to draw your attention to the bowing. Do you hear the quarter notes in there, the long notes? Long. Long. Right, when you hear that long note, hopefully you already knew what to do with the bowing. If I just bow as it comes with no slurs, and I have a quarter note in the bar, I'm going to end up backwards bow. The next downbeat will not fall down bow, and I will be unhappy. So anytime you hear a long quarter note, and you don't know what else to do with the bowing, you slur the next 2 eighth notes. I call it long slur. It's easy to remember. Don't give me that look. Long slur. Long slur. Land. Now this sounds great, looks great, feels great. It also leaves room, if you wanted to, yes, we're getting into ornaments now, if you wanted to decorate that long quarter note. Instead of just playing it as a quarter note, you could also play it as a cut. Hello, Cape Breton reels, we want some cuts. Right, I have 2 opportunities there, right? 2 quarter notes that could be a quarter or could be a cut, and I'm going to switch off. Now, we've done lots of cuts in past Tune of the Month videos, and hopefully you've done them out in the rest of your life too. If you don't know what they are, very quickly, instead of just having a quarter note, this is my charades quarter note, can you see? I'm going to turn it into 2 16ths and an eighth. Da-da-da. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you notice I'm showing it like this, 2 16th notes here, and then the eighth. The first 2 are very quick, and then there's kind of a tail on the second one. Sorry, the third one. Quick, slow, I guess, is a really primitive way to think about that. But the cut, like the quarter note, if you don't fix the bowing afterwards, you're going to end up backwards. So it is a convention. Whenever you play a cut, just like whenever you play a quarter note by itself, the very next 2 eighth notes, slur them up bow. That will always, always, always work. And it makes it really easy to switch off between quarter notes and cuts. Let's try it. First part of the grand ending. 1, 2, 3. Notice I chose to cut the first one and leave the second as a quarter note. What did you choose? Let's try it again. Pick something different. 1, 2, 3. You can play around with that endlessly. One more. 2, 3. Notice you're probably really getting the notes by now, and you want the rest of the grand ending. What happens when we finish that? That's the second half of the grand ending. Listen again. Did you hear it starts on a quarter note and I slur the next 2? Long slur. Sound that pattern out. Long slur is an A major arpeggio. I'll give you that clue. A major arpeggio. Did you scoop the up bow? Scoop up. One more. If you'd like any more repetitions, hit rewind. But I am going to put together the whole grand ending, right? The cuts and then that little tag on the end. 2 pickups, go down the scale, hot cross buns. 1, 2, 3. more. 2, 3. There you go. That's the whole grand ending. Couple repetitions may not hurt. Either pause the video, do it by yourself, or rewind it and do it with me. And as you're doing this, once you're comfortable with figuring out how the tune goes, start switching off those quarters and cuts. That is such an important part of the Cape Breton style, getting those cuts in on the reels. And you need a quarter note to do it. In the A section, there just aren't that many quarter notes. We don't have opportunities. So that's why here in the grand ending, and I guess earlier in the B section as well, if you use a slightly different bowing, I like it in the grand ending. It's the opportunity to do this. So, hey, why not? All right, let's put together 2 B sections with a whole form. So on the first repeat, part 1, part 2, part 1 again, little ending. Repeat back part 1, part 2, and there we go, grand ending. All right, follow along. I'll call it out as we go, so don't worry if you lose track. You got lots of repetitions coming up. 1, 2, 3, part 1. Go. There you go. Okay, we're about to do that one more time. And as we do, I'm going to throw one little tidbit at you. You know, I always love to throw one little extra log on the fire here at the end of a Tune of the Month video. And that is in the rest of the B section, what if you wanted more ornamentation? In past Cape Breton Tune of the Month reel videos, we have talked about the wiggle, sometimes also called the warble. Right? That is a great ornament for all quarter notes. It's very Cape Breton. And what it is, I was just doing the very beginning of the B section there, 2 pickups and then my quarter note. If I want to decorate that guy, and what it is I take that C sharp, that's the melody, I'm going to just barely, not even really lift the finger, but like release it to reveal the note below and then snap it back down. Da-da! And it sounds, it's called a wiggle because it sounds like it's going like shaking a plate of Jell-O. It's kind of fun. Try that. I call that a second finger wiggle. Second finger because second finger is playing the melody, and wiggle because of how I'm ornamenting it. It's kind of fun. I just practiced 4 in a row. Let's try 4 wiggles in a row on the first finger. Put your first finger down as the melody. Back to second finger. Good, that's some great practice if that's new to you, or even if it's, you know, old hat to you, but you want to really make sure they're sounding good. Let's now play 2 B sections, and anytime you would like to throw a wiggle on a quarter note, or even at the beginning of a group of 4 eighth notes, if you can get it in quick enough, that will sound really extra awesome and Cape Breton-y. Ready? 2 B's, the whole 9 yards. 2, 3. ending and the grand ending, I did a cut on the first quarter note, and the second quarter note, I did a wiggle. Hey, why not? It's your choice. The ornamentation comes around having different options for the same place. And then each time you repeat your way through the tune, you can put the ornaments in a slightly different place, and then it sounds much more spontaneous and improvisatory. We know you're not improvising, you're just using your tools, but the audience will feel like, oh, how spontaneous and amazing. They must just make this up off the top of their head. And of course, none of us do. We just know the patterns. All right. So that's the mortgage burn and everything under the hood. As usual, we're using the tune as an excuse to look at a lot of techniques that are going to apply to many, many, many tunes. And I'm really interested in bowing this month. I'm interested in bowing every month. Who are we kidding? But those left-hand ornaments are fun to throw in as well. So I hope this gives you some great ideas to work on, not just for this tune, but to apply to lots of other tunes like this. Pull out all your Cape Breton reels and see if you can put in more cuts with the appropriate bowing. Can you get in more wiggles? Might you use the hook 3? How are your string crossings working? And that will give you more and more of that wonderful groovy sound that this tune just brings out of everybody. All right. And if you would like to see, as always, sheet music for this or any future tunes of the month, you make sure that you're signed up for my email newsletter, my monthly email newsletter. It's just once a month, but there's always a tune in it for you. And hopefully you've already learned this tune by ear and you don't need the dots, particularly because nobody can read my handwriting, including me. But should they be useful to you and you're already signed up for my email newsletter, you already have Mortgage Burn in my handwriting in your inbox. If you're seeing this video in the future and we haven't met yet, welcome to the club. And you may have missed this, my tune of the month sheet music, if you missed that newsletter, but this is a tune like many on Tune of the Month that is very easy to find on the internet. So go to thesession.org or the traditional tune archive or your favorite tune sheet music search engine, of which there are many good ones, and just type in Mortgage Burn because this thing's wildly popular and you will find it. So, well done, everybody. And if you want to subscribe to my email newsletter, I almost forgot. For future tunes of the month, go to my website, www.marieblack.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Let's stay in touch because we've got lots more tunes to play together. And until next month, I'll see you soon.